The 10th common term between the series 3 plus 7 plus 11 plus and so on. This is one series and another series 1 plus 6 plus 11 plus and so on. So in these two series, we have to find what is the 10th common term. Okay. So there are some terms which are common to these two series. Now out of all the common terms, now we have to find the 10th common term. Now let us observe this two series given. Let us observe the two series given. First series is 3 plus 7 plus 11 plus and so on. This is the first series. And second series is 1 plus 6 plus 11 plus and so on. Now observing these two series, so is it forming a standard progression? Observe the terms and see are they forming a standard progression or not. Here the difference is 4. Here also difference is 4. Now difference is same means it is forming AP. So what will be the next term? Difference is 4 means we can enter 15. Next we can enter 19 and so on. Observe the second series. Difference is 5. Here also difference is 5. So here also difference is same means it is also forming AP. So what will be the next terms we can add? Difference is 5. So we get 16, 21, 26 and so on. The next term will be adding we get 23. Next adding 4, 27, 31, 35 and so on. And here adding 5 will get 31, 36 and so on. So these are the two series given. Since they are forming a standard progression, now we can add some other terms of this series. Now observe the terms of these two series. Now we need only the common terms. So what are the common terms here? 11 is common. Next, we are having 31 is common and so on. So we cannot write all the terms and see what are the common terms, and since we need the 10th common term, so until we get the 10th common term, we have to keep on writing the series. It will be lengthy. So instead of that, what method we can use for finding the common terms? Now observe here, 11 is the first common term, 31 is the second common term, next third term, fourth term and so on. Now when we are having two arithmetic progressions, now in that two arithmetic progressions, we are taking the common terms. Now these common terms also will be forming an arithmetic progression. Okay, the common terms also forms an arithmetic progression. Now in that arithmetic progression, if you know what is the first term and what is the common difference, then we can find any common term that is required. Now out of all these, what is the first common term? First common term is 11. Now that we know. Okay, just by writing some terms and observing, we can find what is the first common term. Now, what is the common difference? Okay, what is the common difference for that arithmetic progression? Now see, since here the second common term is 31, what is the difference? Difference is 20. So common difference of the new arithmetic progression formed by taking the common terms is 20. Okay, so we know first term, we know common difference. Now we can write all the terms of the new arithmetic progression which is formed by taking the common terms. Now in some cases, here it is easy to find after writing some 6 or 7 terms, we are finding the second common term and we are finding the common difference. But in some cases, it will be lengthy to write all the terms and see what is the second common term. Now in that case, finding the common difference is difficult. Okay. So for that there is one formula. Observe here, what is the common difference for first progression? Suppose it is D1. The Common difference is 4. Now common difference for second progression D2 is 5. So when we are given two arithmetic progressions and we are taking the common terms in these two arithmetic progressions, so the common terms of two arithmetic progressions also will form another arithmetic progression. So this we have to remember. Note the common terms of two arithmetic progressions also will form an arithmetic progression with a common difference. So for the new arithmetic progression, what will be the common difference? It is given by the LCM of D1 and D2. It is the LCM of D1 and D2. So for the two progressions, we are having common difference D1, D2. We have to take LCM of these two. That will be the required common difference of the new progression. Okay. So by using this formula, we can find the common difference. Now once we know first term and common difference, now we can find any term that is required. Okay. So for the common terms, what will be the common difference? It is LCM of D1, D2. So we have to find LCM of 4 and 5. When the LCM of 4 and 5 is 20. So required common difference is 20 and the first common term is 11. Here the first common term it is 11. Now we know 11 common, first common term A, and we know difference. Now we can find what is the 10th common term. T10. Since it is forming 80, so we can add A plus 90. First term is 11, 9 is 2, D is 20. So it is 180, 191. So this is the 10th common term. Not only 10th common term, any common term we can find by the help of first common term and this common difference, which is the LCM of the common difference of the two progressions given. Okay. So model is important. So remember the method of solving. Let's see next question. The minimum value of expression d power x plus d power 1 minus x for x belongs to R is. Now x belongs to R, any value of x we take from real numbers. What is the minimum value of this expression? d power x plus d power 1 minus x. Now this type of problems you will find in the application of derivatives chapter, maxima and minimum. So there will be getting this type of problems. Now to solve this by using sequence and series. Okay. So again this type of model also will be important. For solving this type of questions, finding minimum or maximum values of some terms. Now we can use one concept based on sequence and series. That is, for any two numbers given, so this is also like formula you can remember. For any two positive numbers A and B, for any two positive numbers A and B given, we can write the arithmetic mean is greater than or equal to the geometric mean, which will be greater than or equal to the harmonic mean. Okay, so you can verify this by taking some positive numbers, find what is their arithmetic mean, find the geometric mean, and find the harmonic mean. Now you can observe that the arithmetic mean is always greater than or equal to geometric mean, which is always greater than or equal to harmonic mean. So this will be used for solving this type of problems where we need the minimum or maximum values of the quantities. And in this also moreover we will be using mostly am greater than or equal to gm. Okay, so mostly we use for solving the problems am of two numbers is always greater than or equal to gm of the two numbers. So this will be used more for solving the problems. am of two numbers is greater than or equal to gm of the two numbers. And this property we use, this formula will be using again whenever we are having a term and its reciprocal. Okay, so why we need the term and its reciprocal for applying this type of formula? Okay, that we will see when we are solving this problem. Okay, see the given function or expression, it is 3 power x plus 3 power 1 minus x. Now 3 power 1 minus x can be write as, so given expression is 3 power x plus 3 power 1 minus x. Can I write it as 3 divided by 3 power x? 3 power 1 minus x I write as 3 divided by 3 power x. Now observe here we have 3 power x and we have divided by 3 power x. So one is the reciprocal of other. Maybe some constant is multiplied. Don't worry about that. So here we need 3 power x and 1 by 3 power x. So we have term and its reciprocal. So whenever we have term and its reciprocal, now we will be using the am greater than or equal to gm. Let us take this as a and this whole number as b. Okay. So for two numbers a and b, what is the arithmetic mean? So we use arithmetic mean is always greater than or equal to gm, geometric mean. So for these two numbers, what is the arithmetic mean? A, b. So arithmetic mean is a plus b by 2. So 3 power x plus 3 divided by 3 power x divided by 2. am greater than or equal to gm. What is the geometric mean of ab? It is square root of ab 3 power x into 3 by 3 power x. Now this 3 power x will get cancelled. Okay, so that is why I told we should have a term and reciprocal, so that it will get cancelled and variable is eliminated, we get a constant. Okay, so remember when term and reciprocal are given, better we use the formula am greater than or equal to gm. Okay, so this is 3 power x plus 3 by 3 power x will be greater than or equal to, here we have root 3 multiplied to 2 root. So 3 power x plus 3 power 1 minus x is greater than or equal to 2 root 3. Now the quantity is greater than or equal to 2 root 3. 2 root 3 or more. So this value is 2 root 3 or more means 2 root 3 will be the minimum value. So therefore minimum of 3 power x plus 3 power 1 minus x is, so minimum value will be 2 root. So this is the method of solving for this type of problems where we have term and reciprocal. Use am greater than or equal to gm. This is one method. Now we can use another method. After completion of application of derivatives, there is a maxima and minimum. Now we will use another method for solving, for finding minimum or maximum values of the expression. That we will see later after completion of application of derivatives. Now let us see next question. If x, 2y, 3z are in AP, where the distinct numbers x, y, z are in GP, then the common ratio of GP is. So here they are given two progressions. First, x, 2y, 3z they are in AP and x, y, z are in GP. Now we need the common ratio of GP. Means for this GP we need the common ratio. Okay. So let us form relation between x, y, z so that we can find what is the common ratio of the geometric progression. So given x, 2y, 3z. These are in AP. So 3 terms are in AP means when ABC are in AP, we can get 2b equal to a plus c. So 2 times of b means 4y is equal to a plus c, x plus 3z. This is the condition we get for these 3 terms given. And x, y, z are in the GP given. X, y, z, these are in the GP. So these are in GP means we can write y square equal to x into z. Now solving this one too. This first equation, second equation. Solving these two, we need to find the common ratio of GP. Now common ratio of GP means either we have to find y by x value or we have to find z by y value. Both are same. Okay. So this is the ratio of common ratio of GP, either y by x or z by y. So we have to find one of the values. See how to find one of the values solving these two. So what we do is we try to eliminate either x or z. Okay. Don't eliminate y because for finding common ratio we need y. If you eliminate y, we get in terms of xz. So that will not give common ratio. So try to eliminate either x or z. So I write z value. So what is z here? Solving 1 and 2. Four y is equal to x plus 3z. What is z here? Y square by x. Okay. So z is y square by x. And that we are substituting in the first equation. So take the LCM and solve. 4xy equal to x square plus 3y square. So this is a quadratic where we are having x square and also y square. Now we need the common ratio, that is y by x or z by y. Now I will use this y by x. So let us take the common ratio is y by x, which is equal to r. Since the common ratio r can be taken as y by x. So instead of writing in terms of two variables x and y, now I write that in terms of common ratio r, which is y by x. So to get y by x, you divide x square on both sides. So divide x square on both sides. Then we can write in terms of only one variable, we can solve easily. So dividing x square, we get dividing x square 4 into y by x is equal to 1 plus 3 y square by x square means y by x whole square. So let us take y by x is common ratio r. So 4r equal to 1 plus 3r square. Solve it. 3r square minus 4r plus 1 is 0. Now we can get factors for this. What are the factors? 3r square minus 4r plus 1 is 0. So factors are 3r minus 1 into r minus 1 is 0. So r will be 1 by 3 or r will be 1. So we have two values for r, either 1 by 3 or 1. So from the options we are having the 1 by 3. So this will be the correct answer. Now can we take 1 also? Suppose in the given options along with 1 by 3, if we have 1 also, then in that case which option we have to take? Can we take only one value or can we take both the values? So in the option, suppose if we are having r equal to 1 also, can we take r equal to 1? Now in this case we cannot take r equal to 1. Why? Because observe, where the distinct numbers x, y, z are in GB, if these numbers are distinct, Numbers are distinct means can you take r equal to 1? Suppose r is 1 means all the three terms will be equal. Okay, r is 1 means all x, y, z values are equal, but they given that they are distinct. So distinct numbers means r cannot be 1. So this is not possible. Since what is the reason? X, y, z are distinct. So when they will be distinct? Only when r cannot be 1. So don't take r equal to 1 then. So only possibility is r equal to 1 by. Now let us see next question. So this model already solved. If Tn denotes the nth term of series 2, 3, 6, 11, 18 and so on, then what is T50? So Tn indicates nth term of the series. That find the 50th term. How to find the 50th term? Observe the series and the terms of the series. Are the terms of series forming the standard progression? So is it forming AP or GP? Observe the difference. Here difference is 1, here difference is 3, difference is 5. So difference is not same, it is not forming the AP. And what about the ratio? 3 by 2, 6 by 3 is 2. So 3 by 2 is 1.5, here we have ratio is 2. So ratio is not same. We can take a reverse ratio of terms and see is it forming AP. So you can observe that it is not forming a HP also. So the given terms are not in a standard progression, neither AP nor GP nor HP. Now in such case, how to find the term required, that is the 50th term. Not only 50th term, any term, how can you find? Now observe the terms here. If you observe the terms, the difference terms, here difference is 1, here difference is 3, here difference is 5, here difference is 7 and so on. If you observe the difference between these terms 1, 3, 5, 7, now these terms are forming the AP because their difference is same. Okay, so here the terms are not forming standard progression, but their difference terms are forming the standard progression. So whenever we are given the problem where the difference terms are forming some standard progression, maybe AP or GP or HP. So the difference terms are forming the standard progression, then we can solve this type of problems by using the difference method. Now see what is the difference method. Let us take given summation as S. Let S equal to 2 plus 3 plus 6 plus 11, 18 and so on. Let us assume that there are n terms in this series. So we have an minus 1 plus an. Assume that there are n terms in this series. Now this same series are writing another way like this, starting from 2 here, 3, 6, 11 and so on. Okay, so same series we are starting from here up to an minus 1 plus n. We are shifting by one number. Now why we are shifting by one number? Because when we take the difference of these terms, the difference terms are forming the AP. So that's why we are taking the summation, same summation, just shifted by one number. Now I take the difference of these two numbers. Subtract. So S minus S is 0. Now these two we are not subtracting, it is same. Now 3 minus 2 is 1, 6 minus 3 is 3, 11 minus 6 is 5, 18 minus 11 is 7 and so on. Last terms, an minus an minus 1, nothing minus an. Okay, so this is the difference terms of these two series. Now don't involve this two here because only the difference terms are forming the standard progression. So up to here, only these terms are forming some standard progression. So don't involve 2 here and involve an here. Now minus an I can bring to this side, it will become plus an. It will be 2 plus. Now it is forming AP. Okay, so only these terms are forming AP. Where first term is 1, common difference is 2, and what is the number of terms here? How many terms we are taking? Out of this total n terms from 2 up to an. Now we are taking the difference only for n minus 1 terms, except one term here. Now for remaining all the terms we are taking difference. So number of terms is n minus 1. So for this AB we can find sum of this n minus 1 terms. So here that an we can write as 2 plus. So find the sum of this terms of AB. Number of terms is n minus 1. So n minus 1 by 2 into 2a. A is 1 plus n minus 1 means n minus 1 minus 1 into d. D is 2. So it is 2 plus n minus 1 by 2. 2 we can take common and cancel. So n minus 1 into 1 plus n minus 2. So 2 plus n minus 1 into n minus 1. So required nth term an is 2 plus n minus 1 whole square. Now using this an, that is nth term, now we can find any term which is required. Now what we require is T50. So now T50 we can write as A50, 50th term. What is A50? 2 plus 50 minus 1 whole square. It is nothing but 2 plus 49 square. So that is the required term, 2 plus 49 square. Okay. So remember the method of solving. When the terms are not forming standard progression directly, in such case observe the difference. Now when the difference terms are forming standard progression, so these difference terms are forming standard progression means their summation we can find using the standard formula. So that's why just take the difference after shifting one number, then we can find what is the nth term. Now we know nth term means we can find any term that is required, and also we can find the sum of n terms that is required. Okay. Let us see next question. If ABC are 3 consecutive terms of an AP and XYZ are 3 consecutive terms of GP, then what is the value of x power b minus c into y power c minus a into z power a minus b? So we are given 3 consecutive terms in AP and 3 consecutive terms in GP. Now we have to find this value of expression x power b minus c, y power c minus a into z power a minus b. So given ABC, these are the 3 consecutive terms of AP. So these are in AP means we can compare with the standard form. Okay, let us take A is A, B is A plus B, C is A plus 2D. Okay, let us take this is the arithmetic progression A plus D, A plus 2D. Just we are changing the notation. Okay, change the notation for ABC in arithmetic progression because small a is already used. And given that XYZ are in GP, given that x, y, z are the GP. So let us compare with the standard form of GP. Now in GP, let us take it as assume that P is the first term, PR is second term, PR square. So comparing with these terms with this, so we can write x equal to P, y is P into R, z is P into R square. Okay. So just we are writing all this A, B, C, x, y, z. So we are given 6 variables. Now solving directly using the 6 variables will be complex. So that's why we are converting in terms of standard form. Now we can solve it easily. Now what we require? X power d minus c into y power c minus c into z power a minus b value. X means p power b minus c. So what will be b minus c here? Take the difference, b minus c, here will get cancelled, minus t. Y power c minus a, y is p r power c minus a, what is c minus a, it is 2d, into z power a minus b, z is p r square power a minus b, what is the difference, a minus b means minus d. So it is p power minus d into p power 2d, r power 2d, p power minus d, r square power minus d, r power minus 2d. So p power minus d, p power 2d, p power minus d. A power m into a power n into a power s, a power m plus n plus s. So p power 0. R power 2d into r power minus 2d, it is r power 0. So the required value is 1. Okay. So this is the value of this expression. By comparing with the standard form, we can solve easily, because solving in terms of 6 variables will be complex. So that's why we are comparing with the standard form, substitute and simplify, we get the answer. So these are the problems based on sequence and series. So with this, we'll finish the chapter. So whatever the problems left, so try to go through those problems, and any doubts you are having, post in the group. Okay. So next we'll be starting the next chapter. Okay. Thank you.